Hi, this is Robbi from Guidance from Gratitude, and I want to welcome you to our second episode of my podcast. Today we're going to be talking about spiritual timeouts, and do you need to give yourself one? And how to work with the triggers that come up in your day-to-day life so you can recognize them and take back your strength. And then I have a conversation with Nicole Schoen about Archangel Ariel, continuing our Archangel series. So let's take this next period of time to just sit back, relax, take a couple of deep breaths, and settle in and listen to these messages. And hopefully you will receive what you need to in this time together. Today I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about a theme that I've been going through, is just limiting beliefs and those fears and doubts that creep in that keep us stuck, feeling unworthy of moving forward, of being able to accomplish our dreams, or whatever it is that comes up. That fear and doubt from the past, or fear of the future, or a failing, or not living up to other people's expectations. And I just wanted to take a minute to talk about that. There's so many conversations around fear and doubt and how that holds us back, and also keeps us from being connected to spirit in a deeper way. Because when we are having those moments of fear and doubt, we're not able to trust the messages that are coming through from our spirit partners. So you might ask, how do you deal with that? How do you work through that? And that's something I do in my private sessions and through my Tools for Transformations coaching program, is really work with you to identify those fears and doubts as they come up in your everyday life. I love working with people and seeing them being able to step in and acknowledge the situation in real time. It's something that takes a lot of awareness and insights to be able to do, but anyone can do this once you begin to acknowledge and really recognize those triggers that might bring up something that is creating that fear-based response. So something I encourage people is, when you're triggered, when something comes up and it just throws you off and really upsets you, stop and sit with that feeling. Don't react. Take a minute to take a couple of deep breaths, or give yourself a timeout. We give kids time out to calm down, but we forget to take them ourselves. So give yourself that spiritual timeout to really sit with whatever the emotion and really the trigger behind that, what caused that emotion to come up in that moment. And it probably has nothing to do with the person or the situation that caused you to get upset. It's probably something in your past that's come up before and come up again and again. And what we want you to do is start to connect that feeling, that trigger, with the past, what it is from the past that's causing you to react. And as you do that, you are being able to sit with that feeling, with that emotion that has brought up that trigger for you in that moment, and really have a conversation with it. I know that sounds weird, but stop and ask it questions. Why are you here? What lesson have you come to teach me? How can I move through this without letting me be so upset the next time it happens? And I guarantee you, as you learn to truly embrace this process and to stop reacting and just sitting with these feelings and emotions, you're going to dissipate the energy around it. It's going to start taking back your strength. And that's something that Nicole and I talk about with Archangel Ariel, is she's all about standing in your strength. So as you go through this process, you might want to call in Archangel Ariel to bring that strength, that you can sit with these things that are triggers, these things that have caused you so much grief and stress throughout your life, so you can release it and not let it hold you back anymore. If you are interested, I'd love to work with you on this in private sessions, my angel sessions, where we will call in the angels and guides to help us sit with this and have the conversations around what these triggers are for you, how you can begin to dissipate the energy around it so it's not something that's holding you back. It's crazy how when you start to do this work, you really realize how the past holds us back in ways that we never would have thought of. And things will just come into your head that you're like, oh my gosh, I did not realize that that was connected to this in any way. It's happened to me. I've been doing some work recently, and it's so powerful when you're able to recognize these things, because recognizing it is shining light. And that's something that Emmanuel talks about. Wherever there's light, there cannot be fear and doubt. There cannot be, there's love in that light, and you're shining the light of love onto these situations so you can begin to be kind to yourself and work through them. If this is something that resonates with you, I'd love to work with you. You can find out information about my services at guidancefromgratitude.com, or you can email me at readings@guidancefromgratitude.com. Hi, this is Robbi, and I am back with my dear friend Nicole Schoen, who you might remember from the last podcast we did on Archangel Ariel.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. I'm really glad that we're able to come together today and talk about Archangel Ariel.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yes,
I love her.
I know you had when we were working with Azrael, you're like, I want to do Ariel next. I was like, yay, let's do it. For those of you who don't know about archangels, Archangel Ariel comes through with this energy to help us to find the courage and strength to stand in our own truth and to build up that energy so we're able to do and whatever we need to do through life. So, I mean, it's so powerful. One of the beautiful things is that energy. I mean, she's called the peaceful warrior, but that energy is not to create a battle. It's not forceful like that. I mean, it's very supportively forceful, but for me, it's not telling you to go out and find something to fight about. It's really by standing in your strength. Others will see that, and your presence is enough to be, that support structure for you. So it's just, I don't know, something beautiful in that.
Yeah. Oh, I agree completely. She is just this beautiful, powerful strength and brings this courage and this, but it's just in standing in who she is. There is no fight, right? It's just who she is. She also giggles and laughs and pokes fun. I've had that experience with her, which lightens everything up. And it reminds you that we can be really powerful by just standing, in our truth and who we are, and not having to be so on the defense or like you say, looking for something to fight.
I always say that she's instructing us that we don't have to be the loudest voice in the room to be heard and be powerful. And that's something that, a lot of people who are forcing their opinions out on people really are weak inside. And Ariel is all about this inner strength and courage to be able to express yourself, but it doesn't have to be forceful. Sometimes she's associated with the lion as the lioness, and in some of the cards you'll see her, sitting. I think in Radley's strength card, you see her sitting with a lion, and but she, because she's the archangel of animals and the environment as well. So, but she's tamed the lion. She's tamed that creature that, seen as very forceful. She's able to use. She's teaching us to use that energy in a positive, peaceful, gentle way, so we can stand in our strength. And I just think that's such a beautiful message.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Archangel Ariel is one of the first angels that have ever came to me. She came to me through a Reiki session, and I had no idea who she was. I'd never heard of her. I've only heard of like the Disney character, I Googled it after, Archangel Ariel, and it came up that she was Queen of the Fairies. And I love that because since I was a child, I was obsessed. I used to talk to the fairies. I have a huge fairy tattoo. And I felt like that was for me. I knew like, oh yeah, she's here for me, because I knew I resonated with her, just through nature and all of that. But she was one of the first to come to me and really make me feel safe and remind me, like you said, of the courage that we have inside. And she's just such a great presence now. When she comes, you're just like, oh, there she is.
It's interesting how different people see her and work with her. There's so many different ways. Like, I mentioned that she's the archangel of the environment, but also of animals. And then, Radley talked a lot, very in depth, about her being involved with abundance and prosperity. And in the decks, in his deck, you'll see her with gold coins. And he taught that you toss out the gold coins, that Ariel tosses these gold coins to us of prosperity and abundance. And those are our dreams and wishes. And so you can visualize that work with her as well. So it's really such a wide range of things, but really it comes back to standing in your truth, like having that, because you can't manifest. You don't believe in yourself and you don't believe that you're supported. It's impossible to bring those dreams into reality. So I love that Ariel is just this, like you said, this kind of magical archangel who comes through in so many different ways, however we need her to.
Yeah. Yes.
If
we need her to be light and fun, she is. If we need to call her in about, like you said, with the animals or the earth, she's there for that, and with such a loving and compassionate way. And then if we're, really needing that courage, she stands there like a warrior, so it's amazing that she can be all of that at once.
It's interesting. And we've talked about this, but we recorded the Azrael podcast a couple of weeks before I had to put my cat to sleep.
Yeah.
And that helped me. I mean, I didn't know it was in preparation of that, but that conversation helped me so much. And also, we had a dear friend pass away that week, the week that we recorded it. And later, I was able to have a conversation with his wife and share, talk about Azrael and the comfort that Azrael brings and around those types of transitions. And she said, well, I just want you to know that the message that you're sharing is very similar to what the conversation I had with my rabbi when he passed about, there are angels that come through and support us during this time. And so it was really that message was all around. But then bringing in Ariel, I brought her in too, because she's the archangel of animals. And that strength, but also the strength that I needed to navigate that situation with a young child and a partner who was grieving over the loss of our pet. And it was such a different experience from when we've had to go through that transition before. And a lot of it, I felt, besides the Azrael aspects, were the Ariel aspects of calling her in for that strength.
Yeah.
That moment to navigate it.
Yeah, they work beautiful together, right? The archangels they partner up. They're just magical.
Yeah. And speaking of the archangels partnering up, you can call in archangels for different aspects, like the healing. In that situation, I called in Azrael, Ariel, and Raphael for the healing or just the caring of the situation, to bring in that support and comfort. You can call in Ariel and Michael, because Michael has a different energy, bringing in that protection or helping us in situations where we're feeling overwhelmed or stressed or need that additional support. There's many archangels you can do combinations. One of them that we talked about a few minutes ago was Jophiel, bringing in, with the manifestation part. You can call up Archangel Ariel to help you manifest whatever it is you want in life. But if you're not connected to gratitude and joy and abundance and opening your heart up to that, it's going to be really hard to receive it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just love how they all kind of tag team. Okay, let's go.
Oh, yeah. They just seamlessly all three. Sometimes I'm a little much. I'm like, okay, all of you. But yeah, the help is amazing. It's just, yeah. And I love working with Jophiel and Ariel together, because we can't manifest. We can't even, it's hard to stand in our strength when we're not in the mindset And Jophiel helps change the mindset, get rid of that negativity or this doubt or the things that are cluttering our mind and stopping us from the abundance. So together, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Pink energy everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because Azrael and Jophiel are associated with the color pink. So I always see Ariel with a little bit of orange because it's that flame too. Like
I do too. I see that.
Strength, that fierceness to come through. It's like always this vibrant orange color. So that's just a helpful hint. If you read something in a book and it doesn't resonate with you, you see another color or you have a different feeling or a different connection with the archangel, go with it. That's your connection.
Yeah. They can show themselves however it resonates to you, right?
Absolutely.
Not universal.
It's a personal journey, a personal relationship. So don't let anybody hinder that or alter what you're thinking or feeling or receiving. I know you had said that you had written down messages you had received from Ariel. I'd love to hear those.
Yeah, when I knew we were going to do this, I just went and I sat outside, of course. I wanted to be in nature and just sit and listen. And I did receive, this is what I wrote, that was just a channeling that came through from her. And I believe in the beginning, I was really, she's just the angel of nature and courage. And I just think of the world. And there's so many, I think on my mind there's so many things to worry about and so much negativity out there. So I think she almost started answering what I was already sort of thinking, like, what do we do? I don't know. But the first thing that came through was she said that there are so many unseen miracles happening in every moment. Beautiful acts of kindness and love occurring every day. The negative and the scary is just louder, but not more powerful. And that alone, I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Sometimes, the other stuff is just louder and we're not seeing all the beautiful moments. And she sees them all. And that was one of the things she wanted us to know. And then she said, I will remind you of the love that surrounds you. You may feel this in a soft summer breeze upon your face, a bird's song, or in the eyes or touch of a loving pet. I will help you to remember how strong and powerful you are. And I will help you find the courage to manifest the miracles you need to live the life you desire. So that's sort of, what had come through. It felt really powerful and reassuring. I had this funny thought as I was sitting outside, and I was thinking when you're on the airplane, do you ever like hit turbulence? And then you just start watching those airline attendants, I'm like really studying them because if they look nervous, I'm going to be nervous. And I'm sure they're trained to be, not show that. But I'm watching them. I'm like, okay, if this lady looks like she's freaking out, I'm going to freak out. That's how I feel about Ariel. Like there's a lot of very scary and real things going on in this world, and I feel like when I look at her, I can feel the severity. I could feel the concern. I can feel the sadness. But it's just her reassurance and her compassion, all of that. It's just greater. It's like looking at at your parents when you're a kid, or looking at that and just seeing that like they're okay. They're just standing in love. It's just bigger than the other. And she also said something about, because I was asking like, well, what do we do? What should we do? And she said, it's not about doing, it's about doing the right thing. It's not about living our lives acting out of fear. We're human and there's going to be some of that. But if we're taking action because it's the right thing to do and living our life with integrity, that's it. That's all she's asking from us. She wasn't asking for big global changes. It starts, with us. And I thought that was really beautiful.
That's a theme through so much of spirituality. And what I know we've studied is that fear and doubt is what blocks us from being able to stand in our truth or express ourselves or follow our dreams. And, by being able to recognize that and stepping beyond the fear or embracing it to see what's causing it is so powerful. And that's what Ariel does. She brings in that strength for that safe place for us to explore these things in a deeper way so we can then release them. I pulled a couple of cards before we started, and it's just interesting because we kind of touched on all of them. And the first, this is all from Denise Lynn's Gateway Oracle deck. And the first one was Following Your Bliss. And I love it because it shows a woman who is playing music, but she's in this beautiful meadow with the sun and the moon, and she's standing on the back of a unicorn. And it just brings in everything. Her courage to do this, to express herself, to ride on the back of this magical being without any fear, as well as, you know, the elements like the earth and the animals. And it says following your bliss. And that's what Ariel's about. It's, you know, it's like stepping out. And it might be uncomfortable. It might be really frightening for you to do that, but that's what she's here to help us, to give us the strength to do. And the second card I pulled was Cultivating Prosperity.
Whoa.
I know, it's crazy. And this shows someone, it says the abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. And Ariel's here to help us with abundance. And it shows someone's garden with all of these rows of vegetables being planted with flowers on the side and a tree, you know, beautiful bloom on of a tree above it too. And it's just that beauty of the earth coming in and reminding us that things, we can blossom, we can grow and develop the things that we want in our life. It might take some time, but we have the support, you know, of the universe to help us do that. And then the third is Opening to Love. And, you know, everybody knows my thing is all about gratitude, guidance from gratitude, and opening your heart to this love and this power of love, and to be able to navigate situations through love will let you back down from the battle and let you stand in your strength. And just, you operate in a different way when you're able to move forward through love and see, you know, understand other people might be having struggles. That doesn't give them an excuse or permission to treat you in a certain way, but it helps you to understand the situation so you can navigate it differently. And also love for yourself. So, yeah, I just thought that was really interesting.
That's really cool. It's perfect.
And also the water in this card, you can't see it, but the Opening to Love card has a heart that's floating in a boat on water. And she is associated with water too. I've been praying to her all day to make it rain because we're in a drought and we need the rain so badly. And it was in the forecast. It was like, please, Ariel, bring us rain.
And I know I told you this, but I just feel like I have to mention it about after I channeled that message and when I was sitting outside, I told you, I asked for a sign that I've gotten the message. Was there anything more? And I just ran in the house for a moment and I noticed there was a little something swimming in my pool that must have just gone out there because I was sitting out there, and I run out because I thought somebody fell in, and there was a little skunk. And I just scooped him up, and he just kind of looked at me, like shook himself off and looked at me, and then slowly went into the bushes. I mean, I know they're around, but I never see them, you know, and the fact that I was there in that moment, but I started, afterwards I sat with it and I looked up some of the skunk medicine, and it's like, it's an Ariel message. It's how self-reliant they are. They're peaceful and passive, but they will tell you when they've had enough. They have great boundaries. Right. It takes them a while after they spray to like build that back up again. So there's a message of choosing your battles wisely, just fighting the fight that's worth it. And also the confidence. A skunk doesn't question their abilities. And I love that. And I love that coming from Ariel, because it just is like, why are we questioning ourselves? How loving we are, how special we are, and how strong. That was really cool. It was really cool confirmation. I'm always asking for something big. Like I think a wolf's going to come in my backyard or something that we don't even have any around here. But I was like, I'll take that little skunk. It was sweet.
Oh yeah. That's beautiful. I mean, and I feel like animals are we can recognize the signs from an animal. And that's, we haven't talked about this, but one of the things Radley says that she brings in is signs and reminders, that ask Ariel for those. I love that you mentioned that you did. And right away, literally, you were sitting right there and the skunk wasn't there. And then a minute later, it was in your pool and you had asked for a sign. I've had several of, like, going back to the experience with my cat passing right before the vet got here. I asked for my father to come and support, because I didn't, you never know what's going to happen when a soul passes, and you want you want the comfort of knowing that they're going to go, that someone's there to meet them and everything. And you can do that. You can set that intention and ask for that support. So I asked my father, and if y'all know me or have worked with me or attended anything, you know that the sign for my father is a cardinal. And and this was like 5-10 minutes before the vet was showing up. And within 30 seconds, we were sitting there in this little corner with windows on each side of the wall, and just the streak went whoosh, right past, and then whoosh, right past again, and then whoosh. And I walked to the back of the house because it had flown behind the house that time, and it was the cardinal. Within 30 seconds of me asking for my father to come, there was the sign, and I could let go of the fear that I had, about letting her pass. I knew that she was going to be taken care of. And so it's just such a beautiful sign. Yeah,
those signs are so beautiful, and they're just, they just mean everything in that moment, and it's so nice for so many reasons. That that your prayers are being heard, that you're surrounded by your loved ones, it's just that confirmation. We know this, but the signs feel really good.
There's another archangel combo. You could ask for Sandalphon, who carries our prayers to heaven, and that they be heard, and then we get back what we need. I was sending out the major prayer and intention that, and Ariel just brought the sign right through. Just like you're like, okay, I received these messages. I'd love for confirmation. There it was.
Just ask, right? I also love Ariel and Uriel together. Have you worked with them? I love that for manifesting also, because I think Uriel is, with the epiphany and helping things be seen. And I don't know, I feel like there's a really power manifestation duo with them.
Yeah. And I think that that's like that orange golden energy of them coming through together too. Everybody sees things differently. I do love that energy. Yeah. And what I just got in my head is, because I was saying, well, sometimes I can't differentiate it. And they're like, we don't care.
Yes.
We don't care that you can. We don't have egos. We're here to support you. So if you don't remember Archangel Ariel, Uriel, Sandalphon, blah, 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 all you have to do is ask for the support and know you're supported. Trust that you're being supported. And whatever it is you need, but really truly believe it and embrace it. And that was just like, we don't care. We don't care what you call us as long as you call us.
Just call us, right? That's the important part to ask.
Yeah, then you can dig in and learn about them and who they are, what they're here to work. If you have a specific thing that you're going through, you might want to Google Archangel for blah, blah, blah. Or you can take the class that we talked. There's the Archangel 101 workshop that's on demand through the website, guidancefromgratitude.com. Nicole and Chip Coffee and our friend Lisa Espinosa, we did this wonderful workshop, and it breaks down the main 15 archangels. And so you can go and start digging into it there or whatever resource you find. But that's how you learn and grow. And that's how I started my journey, is really digging into the archangels and learning about them. So I hope that's something that inspires people to do.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this conversation, Nicole. I love our time together, and
me too.
Can't wait to see who we're supposed to work with next.
I know. I love it. I love talking about my favorite subject.
I know. We should just do this every week.
We're calling in the ones that really are needed right now, right? Like people, I just think if they know that, if they're aware that she's there, or that all of these angels are out there, for their help. Like you say, they don't have to know anything about them or their name, but just calling in with that intention. I think we all need some courage right now and some strength. So she's just great to work with and needed.
Everybody's navigating something.
Yes.
And we all need that support. So just like you said, call in Ariel to help you with that. And that's really it. And if you need a sign, ask for it.
Yeah.
You know, if there's something that resonates with you, ask that you receive that sign. It might not be the real animal, the live animal. You might see a tattoo of a butterfly that, you know, on somebody. You might see a bumper sticker. A song comes through with the lyric of what, you know, whatever you've asked for. So signs and messages come through in all different ways, and they're unique to you, just like everything with your spiritual journey. So see how those signs resonate and how they appear, and then pay attention for it. So, Ariel. Well, thank you again, Nicole, and I look forward to our next conversation.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
I want to thank you for being here today and listening to the podcast. I hope you found some information that resonates with you that you can take into your personal journey. We love talking about the archangels. If there's an archangel that you'd like for us to talk about, you can always share that information with us at readings@guidancefromgratitude.com. This podcast is for you. Or if there's a subject that you'd like us to discuss, I'd love to include that in our next podcast. So reach out and let us know how we can help you. You can reach me through my website, guidancefromgratitude.com, and Nicole you can reach at IamNicoleSchoen.com. IamNicole, SCHOEN.com. I hope that we can see you in either sessions, or if you would like to learn more about the Tools for Transformation study group that we have, you can through my website, guidancefromgratitude.com. Again, thank you for being here and listening. Please share with your friends, anyone that you think might find some useful information in this podcast. We'd appreciate your sharing it. All right, have a wonderful day. Sending lots of love to you all.